It's definitely been a minute since I talked to you guys. God, a lot's been going on these past few months, these past few weeks, these past few days. Life has been fucking heavy, definitely heavy. If you're watching this, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter if you're 25, 35, 45, 55, whatever your age is, whatever your ethnicity is, I had a question for you. And I know none of you, there's not a person on here that can answer this question. I don't think any of you guys can. If I was to look at you in your face and ask you, when are you gonna die? How do you answer that? What day are you gonna die? You can't answer that because we don't know. The reason why I bring this up is because I do a lot of self-work. I need therapy. You need therapy. We have trauma. We have things that trigger us. We all need therapy. And the way I see it is, if I can't afford therapy right now, I need to work on myself at least and be proactive, right? Better relationships with myself, better relationships with the people around me. That's what I want to do. Every single day it's work, and it's tough. But bringing all this up, I see a lot of negativity out there. People within my circle, people outside of my circle, people on social media, I see so much resentment, so much pettiness, a lot of pettiness. You know what I mean? Why? Why do we hold on to resentment? Why do we have these negative emotions? How does that make you feel inside? Do you feel good? Do you feel good being petty? Do you feel good having this resentment, this negative energy? I don't like to feel that way, so I do my best not to be that way. And for me, it's always work, right? It's always a question of why. Picture this, right? You're driving down the freeway, you're running late for work. Somebody cuts you off. Boom, you almost get into an accident. You start screaming, yelling, yada, yada, yada. You're fine. Nothing happened. But you react that way. Why? Now, do I think your reaction was justified? Yeah, I think so. I think you have a right to feel that way. But should you react that way? Why do you react that way? The reason why I'm asking this is because, again, I think relationships are important. You don't know when you're going to die. You don't know when the people that you love are going to die, the people that you're friends with, whoever it is in your circle. You don't know when they're going to die, right? And to hold resentment, to hold grudges, to have this negativity, this pettiness, to me, it's a waste of time. The last thing I want to do is have negative energy with somebody that I care about. Be petty. God forbid they pass away. Because I've lost people since I was fucking 12 years old. I lost somebody again this year. I got a friend of mine right now that's missing. I don't want to have negative energy and pettiness for the people I care about. That's just me. You can live your life the way you want to, but how does that work for you in a positive way? How is that for your mental health? It doesn't feel good. Nobody likes to have that negative energy. It doesn't feel good, right? So again, the reason why I'm bringing all this up, you don't know when you're going to die. That whole road rage incident, right? We need to start asking ourselves, why do we react this way? Yeah, I get it. You almost got cut off or you almost died. I get it, 100%. It's natural to feel that way. But then you got to question, okay, I'm good. But why am I so angry? Why am I so infuriated inside? Why can't I let this go? Because these negative emotions are a cancer. This energy inside of you that you hold on to is killing you inside. Fuck the food and the alcohol and everything else. This stress, this type of energy can kill you faster than any of that. That's a fact. You know what I mean? You think about it, I think it was Dr. Joe Dispenza that said our relationships are based on the past memory that we have, the most recent memory of that person, right? So you haven't seen somebody for 3 years, but the last time you saw them, you guys had an amazing time. You guys went out, went to dinner, had a great night, you know what I mean? And you just lost touch for a couple of years. All of a sudden you get reunited at a party and it's like, oh, wow. Like big hugs and everything, right? Because your last memory of them was great. Now think about it in the reverse. Same situation, except you guys had an argument, there's a falling out, guys don't really talk to each other anymore, pettiness, yada, yada, yada. And then you see each other 3 years later. That resentment is possibly still gonna be there. That awkwardness is still possibly gonna be there, right? I think it's an interesting concept to think about it that way. I don't want animosity with anybody. I don't. It's a waste of time. If I am on my deathbed, if I'm blessed to have a deathbed, right, and I don't die tragically, I don't want to sit there and be like, oh yeah, that Instagram post, that was worth it. Oh yeah, me being this type of way, yeah, that was the fuck. No, it's not. That's me. Again, you think how you think, you feel justified in the way that you feel, right? But I would challenge you guys to question yourselves and say, hey, how can I do and be better as a person? I think self-help, I think therapy, I think questioning these things inside of us, we all need to do. We want to be happy in life, right? Tell me you don't. Tell me you don't want to be happy. You don't want to pursue your dreams, live with the person that you love, whatever your goals and dreams are. You don't want that? You want to be happy. We want to be happy. So we have to start questioning and saying, okay, what's worth holding on to and what's worth letting go? And I think most of the stuff is worth letting go, because I think that majority of people, especially in my circle, are great people, regardless. We're always going to have differences. I can agree to disagree and still be cool with you in most situations, right? I just think we all have character flaws. We all have character flaws. There's always things that we can work on. Things in life are an ideology. It's perception. It's philosophy. Right? The way you see something is going to be a little bit different from the way I see it, or maybe we both agree, right? But I think as people, as a tribe, as a circle, as a community, it's important for us to talk about these things, to have these uncomfortable conversations. And I think social media has conditioned us to block and to push people out of our lives. I don't live that way. I don't like that. But that's just me. Again, that's my philosophy. So I encourage you, if you're watching this video, question yourself. What's worth holding on to, what's worth letting go? And I think you'll probably sit back and start to think that the majority of the things are worth letting go. And then also asking, well, why am I feeling this way? Why am I triggered? For me, again, I do a lot of self-work, doing a lot. There's this book by Marcus Aurelius called Meditations. Love it. Great book. It's given me a lot of insight. There's also a dialectical behavior therapy workbook that I ordered that should be coming in tomorrow. And if you don't know what DBT is, I suggest that you look it up. I think we can all benefit from it. Again, everybody learns differently, right? There's CBT, there's DBT, and I think there's ACS or something like that. But these different ways on how to regulate emotion and how to control the way that you react to things, so you're not as triggered, so you can have a happier life, so you can be more free. This fucking month, you know what I'm saying? Like, even this past year has been weighing me down heavy. Life almost took me out a few times. I'm here. I'm not giving up. I'm still pushing. Regardless of what people think or say or feel. I'm going to keep pushing as long and as hard as I can, because I don't like to be in a negative space. I don't like to be in a depressive state. I will always, most of the time, try to find a way out of it. And I have, by the graces of God. With that being said, man, I want to see my people happy. I want to be happy with you. I want to be celebrating life together. Life is too fucking short. I don't want to hold on to negative emotion, and I do my best to let it go. And 98% of the time I can, but sometimes certain things are a little bit harder to shed. But that just means there's more work that I have to do. I'm not going to blame anybody else. What good does that do, right? I'm in control of my emotions. You don't control my emotions. I control my emotions, and I control the way that I react. Or maybe I don't, but I need to. That's the work that we have to put in on a daily basis. So I wanted to ask you guys again, is it worth it when you're on your deathbed, holding the pettiness and the resentment towards the people that you actually truly care about? When are you going to die? Nobody knows.